Hey guys, it's the Wingman King here, and today I'm gonna be talking about some of the wall ride maneuvers you can do with Lucio on Hanamura and Watchpoint Gibraltar. So first we'll be going over Hanamura, and I just want to say that I might not explain all the wall rides you see me do on the maps because there's a lot of individual clips put together in which most wall rides is very fast and pretty self-explanatory, so I will just be giving my overall thoughts of the wall rides you can do with Lucio on Hanamura and Watchpoint Gibraltar. So I found Hanamura generally a bit incompatible with Lucio in terms of his wall ride ability, if that makes any sense, but not that he's a bad pick on any map actually, it's just that I found it pretty challenging to conduct wall rides with Lucio that could be handy in quick play or competitive games. So a lot of these wall rides that you'll see is just me playing around and looking for some cool wall rides you can do with Lucio that might totally make no sense to use in a game whatsoever. But some of the wall rides that I've tried was in thought of quick play or competitive situations. For instance, using his wall ride to quickly escape from someone or flank around the opposing team or to get onto specific platforms. Now like I said, Hanamura is kind of an awkward map to use Lucio's wall rides effectively in that it's a capture and defend the point, also known as assault game mode, which means that most of the gameplay is centered around the two capture points and you generally won't be going around back and forth like in some situations in the escort and hybrid game mode. So the footage will include both wall rides whether you are on attack or defense. So when you're attacking on Hanamura, it can sometimes be a struggle to get through the first choke point, which is the big main gate. So if you want to try and perform a flanking maneuver with Lucio, the top left and top right corners of the main gate can be used to quickly slip through and distract enemy players as seen in the footage. When doing this, you have to be concerned of a defensive tourbillon and that you are leaving your team behind. But the idea is to cause a distraction and disturbing the line of fire through the main gate from the defensive team, enabling your teammates to slip through and get on the point. Then there is just some various wall rides you can do when you find yourself in a sticky situation, whether you are defending or attacking. Sometimes using specific wall rides can make the difference between staying alive and getting those heals out for your team or just getting killed. Lucio's great mobility is there for that specific reason, to be more survivable, because although Lucio can still deal damage with his primary and secondary fire, your main objective is going to be supporting your team with heals and speed boosts when needed. Therefore, using his wall ride ability efficient and knowing various wall riding routes, you can become a very good Lucio player. Now, I don't have much to say about the second capture point of Hanamura, other than knowing that the shortcut you can take across the side of the map can be very useful to quickly get to your teammates. And there is a bunch of other routes you can conduct, but generally you want to stay with your team, and when you're attacking you especially want to use his speed boost through some of the other access points other than the main entrance. Now, I'm not saying that it's never a good idea to go through the main entrance. With a Reynard in front of your team and amping up your speed boost, you can make a quick push onto the point and baffle the defensive team. And at this capture point, Lucio's primary fire can be used much more efficiently, especially when attacking, in that the defensive team will most of the time find themselves cornered at the back of the point, making them easy targets. So if you can get some good burst fire on the enemies, you're gonna make a defensive tourbillon's life miserable. So when playing as a defensive Lucio on this point, there is also not many useful wall rides you can do. I think that you should just stay close to your teammates and make good use of his primary fire. You can also try and boop some of the attacking players off of the side of the balcony on the right hand side of the point. Right, so now that we've covered Hanamura, we can move on to Watchpoint Gibraltar. Now, I found this escort map also very challenging to find some useful wall rides. So at the first checkpoint there is not many obstacles that can be used to get onto specific platforms and still keep behind cover. This area is very open, which makes it difficult to use his wall riding ability to get onto higher ground. So when you're attacking, there is various ways to get on top of the building on the edge at the start point, where a lot of times you'll find a Widowmaker or Torbjorn. So if you can quickly get on the building or the bridge and boop a player off, it can be a start of breaking the defensive line. And when you're defending, I'd say not to push up right at the doorways of the attacking team spawn, but stay on higher ground and keep a team formation on the second bridge and have a vision of the flanking routes of attacking players. So when you're moving to the second point, there's not many opportunities to use a wall ride to get to specific platforms. You are pretty limited when it comes to wall rides. And the reason why I say this is because the only high ground is the second bridge area, which is connected with various staircases, which in some cases provides a faster route to this higher ground rather than using a wall ride. So basically you want to get past the first checkpoint as fast as possible. The area in which the second checkpoint is found also does not have much to offer in terms of wall rides. I found that the room in the back of this area to be the only place to provide possibilities for wall rides, which was also very limited and not really meaningful. So then when you're past the second checkpoint and on the stretch to the third, there is a lot more possibilities for wall rides, especially alongside the walls of this massive room. It is great using this high ground because it provides a lot of cover due to the massive spaceship aircraft thingy in the middle of this giant room. And if you want to be daring, you could wall ride and get on top of the spaceship, which is a common spot for Widowmaker. So if you're sneaky enough, you can boop her off and make her land right in between your teammates. The rooms on the side of this area can also be used to perform some quick escape wall rides when you're being hunted down. You'll see me do some experimenting with different ways to get on top of the ledges, and somehow I was able to climb one of the pillars next to the ledges and maneuver my way on top of the ledge. And I also managed to climb up the forklifter and make my way onto one of the ledges. But generally I think to get on top of the ledges as quickly as possible, the staircases is going to be your best bet. Then past the third point, at the last stretch to the fourth point, there is a larger variety of wall riding possibilities, which I thought could be very useful in quick play or competitive games. All the obstacles and buildings are connected with somewhat flat walls, which makes it possible to easily get to higher platforms. There is also a very useful flanking route around the building on the corner of the road. Then again, I'm just gonna explain how to perform these wall rides, as some of you might have that question. Well, as you know, when pressing spacebar and holding it down next to a smooth surface, you will automatically perform a wall ride alongside the wall. And as long as there is no interferences or bumps along the wall, you can continue until you reach the end of the wall. But as you have seen, most of the wall rides in this video is not performed alongside a smooth wall, and that's where the amount of times you press and hold spacebar is going to make a difference. When you want to get across a wall that might have some gaps or other interferences, you generally want to continuously press spacebar and you'll basically jump across the wall, and that is also how you can increase the height of your wall rides. But anyway guys, that will include my take of different wall riding maneuvers you can do with Lucio on Hanamura and Watchpoint Gibraltar. If you know of any other cool or useful wall rides that you can do on these maps, let me know in the comments below. But I really enjoyed testing these maps with Lucio and trying various wall rides. And if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button down below. It really shows your love and support, and it's always greatly appreciated. And also make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this. But anyway guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.